What's up, everybody? Joe White here. Welcome to this edition of From Pillar to Post. And we got a lot to talk about here tonight. I know I said I wasn't going to go live till 9. What's up, everybody? Joe White here. Just checking the audio levels here. Here we go. Okay. Got a lot to talk about here tonight. The first thing I want to talk about here is the WWE stars, and I called this Saudi Stranding because we're going to talk about the Saudi Arabia thing. We're going to talk about a few things wrestling, and then we're going to get into Death Stranding and the reviews surrounding it. So WWE stars, let's see here. According to the something things that I'm reading here, this is coming from Hugo Savinovich, who is the former color commentator for WWE, former Spanish color commentator for WWE. He reportedly went to Facebook Live and did a stream there, and it was posted to Lucha Libre Online, and pretty much I'm reading this here from a website here. It says former WWE Spanish commentator Hugo Savinovich has revealed source details behind why WWE superstars were delayed from returning to the United States from Saudi Arabia on Thursday, which had led to the majority of them missing Friday night Smackdown. WWE's story was that the plane that the talent were using to travel back on from the Crown Jewel event had mechanical issues, but Savinovich, who has connections with the top sources in WWE, revealed that Vince McMahon has not been paid for 2 events in Saudi Arabia, and that the figure he is owed is reportedly to be in the millions. McMahon reportedly retaliated by cutting off the live feed for Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. The Crown Prince was so irate by this decision that he had the WWE superstars taken off the Atlas Air flight just before it was due to depart. There are rumors yesterday that something else other than mechanical issues, but nothing concrete, could be confirmed until now. Savinovich noted that the mechanical issues were just a cover, and McMahon could have paid to charter another flight right away to get the talent home for Smackdown in Buffalo. The issues were all to do with the Saudi Crown Prince. Here's my thing to WWE. Now that you have all your people back safely in the United States, don't go back. You've seen and heard what this guy does when he gets angry. Do you want another a WWE version of Muskogee, whatever his name is or was? Do you want another issue of that on your hands? Hell, you could have had that this time. You could have had that this time. Hold on real quick here. And we got a lot to talk about here tonight. Something. All right. Okay, good. It tells me that there's not enough video streaming, so people are experiencing buffering. So if you're experiencing buffering while listening to me live, I'm sorry. It's the way YouTube is doing this crap. I really miss just being able to go into Hangouts and push go. I don't know why I can't go just to my encoder and hit stream and go. Anyway, so you could have had another Muskogee on your hands. You could have had about 125 Muskogees on your hands between cast and crew. Literally, you're in their country. Well, you're in their country where they've been known to pull shit like this. They've been known to kill reporters. They've been known to kill people. Just because this guy gets his rocks off on it and feels like popping a few people. Or if they say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing in his eyes, bam, you're gone. So you better think twice before you go over there again, or at least not until you get your money, which you probably will never see. What are you going to do? Sue this guy in American court? Like he's going to come over here or pay or play by our rules. He's a fucking oil gazillionaire. Come on. So if I were WWE, here's what I would do. So if I were here's what I would do. I would go ahead and just never go over there again. Cut your fucking losses. And move on. You did history over there with the women's match. So that's a notch in your belt. You'll always have that. You'll always have the footage from that. But if this guy's not going to pay you for services received and not going to abide by the contract, then you have no choice but to cut ties with this guy. You know, somebody was asking, hey, are they going to go over there twice next year on the investor call? And they couldn't give him a definite answer. After this shit, you're lucky if they go back. Because what's to stop this guy, this prince, from ordering 125 cast and crew members of WWE off the plane? And now we know why Vince hot-footed it out of there. Now we know why Vince hot-footed it out of there so quickly. It's because he's like, I'm not putting my head on the fucking chopping block, pal. Fuck that. But you 125 other people, you could stay. And what's to stop this guy, this prince, from detaining Vince? Why wasn't Vince detained? You know, what's to stop this Prince guy from taking the 125 people off that plane, superstars, cast, and crew, lining them all up in a row, and popping them one right after the other? Think about that. After what we've heard and after what we've seen. There's nothing to stop this guy. You're in their territory. You're in their land. If I were WWE, I'd never go over there fucking again. I would never, ever set foot in that country again. Never. And then they get stranded, and then that, of course, leads to NXT invading Smackdown and everybody on the internet creaming their pants all over this. Guys, here's how this is going to go down. Let me tell you. I'm not... Was the episode good? Yeah, as a standalone Smackdown episode, this was good. This was fucking brilliant, man. But 2 weeks from now, we're all going to be complaining. Or a week from now, we're all going to be complaining. Especially when we get to Survivor Series and every last NXT star does the job. They're going to be doing the JOB on the PPV, guys. Trust me. Trust me, that's going to happen. So, you know, because all these NXT guys are going to get squashed eventually. We know they're going to show up on Raw. We know they're going to show up on SmackDown next week. Actually, they've already shown up on SmackDown. So, why not them just show up, you know, they on SmackDown, they're going to show up on Raw, and then come Wednesday. Oh, I can see it now. Come Wednesday, when you got Seth Rollins showing up and attacking NXT in that goddamn building, in that Full Sail building. Oh. I could see them changing the channel. All the NXT hardcore fans, there's 800 and some, 700 and some thousand fans that have been watching this Wednesday Night War who do not watch Raw, who do not watch SmackDown. I can just hear it right now. Click, click, click. Right over to TNT. And by the way, that crowd last night at Smackdown, maybe about a third of them knew who fucking these guys were last night. A third of them. Go back and watch the fucking tape. When Ciampa comes out, when Shayna Baszler comes out, doing the Adam Cole comes out, about a third of them knew the catchphrases, knew the chants, knew the entrance music. The rest of the people in that fucking crowd were like, who the hell are these people? It's the same thing every single time. It just goes to show you that NXT is just, not well known. People don't watch it. And this just proves that. It just further proves it that NXT is not this is Raw and SmackDown are two different audiences. Raw, SmackDown is they share quite a bit of the same audience, but when it comes to NXT, it's apples and oranges, guys. And it was proven last night. Even when you have Adam Cole, baby, and all this shit, and a third of the fucking crowd knows who these people are. It's embarrassing. You're all under the same corporate umbrella, yet nobody's watching that fucking show. I said it when Finn Balor debuted a few years back. And only maybe a 25% of the crowd in there was doing the fucking hands in the air thing during the entrance. Nobody watches that show. Maybe more now that it's on USA and everything, but still apples and oranges. But SmackDown was a good show. I liked it a lot. I liked the Ciampa Miz deal. I liked Shayna Baszler showing up. The Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole match was out of this world. A lot of them went too long, I thought. But SmackDown last night was good. Especially coming off that horrible Crown Jewel show. But mark my words, everybody who's sitting there marking out over these NXT talents showing up on SmackDown are going to be in the same goddamn Twitter feeds going, why are they burying them? I'll tell you why they're burying them. They're there to take the fall. They're there to take the fall. Because they want Raw and SmackDown both to look good coming out of Survivor Series. It has to be brand versus brand. So how can we do brand versus brand without either brand looking weak? Oh, let's bring in the fucking people, the developmental people from Florida. Let's do Mark Joe White. NXT's not developmental anymore. They're on fucking blah, blah, blah. Come on. They're still developmental. Ryan Satin from Pro Wrestling Sheet from Collider. He's actually from Collider because Collider and Pro Wrestling Sheet pretty much merged. So Ryan Satin is rumored to be the analyst on the WWE Backstage show. It's not CM Punk. It's going to be Ryan fucking Satin playing that role. He's the Ariel Helwani of WWE now. And I'm sure WWE's glad that they picked this motherfucker. Oh my God. It could have been worse, WWE. They could have gotten Meltzer to do it. Not that I don't think Meltzer would, because he's butt buddies with the damn Young Bucks and all the AEW guys. And Wade Keller's not going to fucking do it because he's not going to go out to LA and do that shit. Ryan Satin already lives out there in Burbank at the Collider near where the studios are. So it's a logical choice. If you can't get a top star like CM Punk to do it and you're going to hire a dirt sheet writer, Ryan Satin's probably the best, economical one. I'm not saying he's the best from a journalistic standpoint, but as far as the logistics and economics, yeah, he's probably the best. And he better be kissing the head of Collider's ass. That's all I got to say. Because Collider, ever since fucking Christian Harloff, that idiot, started talking about wrestling again last year or the year before, and then they acquired Pro Wrestling Sheet from Ryan Satin. Ryan Satin, let me tell you something, man. You would never be in this position if it wasn't for Collider. So you better get down and just kiss their feet, man. Because if you hadn't merged with Collider and, a well-known, established, online presence that Collider has, you wouldn't be where you're at, buddy. Pro Wrestling Sheet would still be some stupid fucking website with a white background, a logo, and a list of headlines. I was going to talk about Mark Khan's Halloween poster, but I better not, because the thing that I noticed from it, let's just say, yes, he dresses up as Orange Cassidy, but his father looks dead on like somebody else who's dead. I'll just leave it at that. Chick-fil-A pulled a no-no recently. Let's talk about some Chick-fil-A here. Oh, Joe, wait, talk about Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, tomorrow, October the 3rd, or November the 3rd, excuse me, November the 3rd is National Sandwich Day. So Popeyes is officially bringing back their chicken sandwich that was so popular during the summer. And Chick-fil-A decides they're going to combat that. You know how they're going to combat that, folks? By being the stupid, psycho Christian company that they are. They are going to pop out an email to everybody that says, join us as we celebrate National Sandwich Day on November the 3rd. What the stupid idiots did not realize is that November the 3rd is a freaking Sunday and they're closed, you morons. Come join us when we're closed. I guarantee you, there's at least one idiot out there that decides to go rolling up at a damn Chick-fil-A on a Sunday, rattling the closed doors, going, why can't I get my sandwich? Golly, man. Golly, think, people. If you're going to run a business, at least think. Think a little bit. It's going to be a quick video. See that live now. Good Lord. I don't mind it being a quick video tonight, folks. I'm tired as hell. Death Stranding. Let's get into Death Stranding. The video comes out, or the game comes out in less than a week. And there's a little bit of a controversy going on with its reviews. IGN gave it a 87 or 67, one of the two. And everybody's jumping on them for that. Why? Because the guy gave his valid, actual opinion. And I'm still going to get the game because I'm curious to play it and to see the mechanics of it. But what you've seen is the game. You're literally playing Delivery Simulator with a little bit of Metal Gear thrown in. And I take that back. I really wish people would stop comparing this to Metal Gear. I don't want to hear another review that has Death Stranding and Metal Gear used in the same fucking video. This is not Metal Gear. It never was meant to be Metal Gear. The fucking trailers, I will say this, it's the greatest troll job in the history of gaming. Because from the very first trailer, that very first fucking trailer, where we saw Norman Reedus, naked on the beach cuddling that baby, and the damn, the things floating in the air and everything, I was like, oh, cool, we're going to get an action-adventure game. This is the furthest thing from it. This is the furthest thing from it. It's such a further thing from it, or furthest thing from what people are saying, that Hideo Kojima has officially said this is not an action-adventure game. This is he's calling a Strand game. We have a new genre. This is the Strand genre now. But why are people getting so pissed off over reviews? Well, it's because you have 8% of the critics. Their reviews go something like this. You pop up and the score is like a 95 or a 90 or a 97. One of them said even 100. So the game's getting high marks, but if you read the reviews that those high underneath those high marks, they read something like this. Yes, it's a great game visually, but all you're really doing is fucking walking, and it's repetitive. But we're going to give it a 90 anyways. Why? Why are they giving it a 90, folks? Because they're scared. The gaming community is scared to piss off the Hideo Kojima faithful. The video gaming community, because Hideo Kojima is now on his own, which I found that somebody sat there and put in a written review I read that, hey, maybe Kojima needed Konami more than we thought he did, because at least Konami was there to filter him a little bit. Who does that remind you of, Russo? It's kind of like when we did Deadpool, the original Deadpool. Okay, the first Deadpool movie from a few years back. Love that movie. It's my second favorite horror or hero movie, superhero movie of all time. Deadpool. Big fan of it. And then the guy who wrote Deadpool left originally. And this one was pretty much written by Ryan Reynolds. And the reins were taken off. There was nobody there to tell Ryan Reynolds, keep Ryan Reynolds in check. So then he does Deadpool 2, and yes, it's a good movie, but it's not quite as good as Deadpool 1. There's a lot of stuff missing, and everybody's like, see, this is what happens when Reynolds is left on his own. And he doesn't have that filter. This is the same thing. Kojima's on his own. Here, where's the filter? We get cuddle your baby while you ride your motorcycle and deliver packages. Now, I am looking forward to the story that the thing tells, but I wish these reviewers would just tell it like it is. If you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, score it like you didn't. You're there as a journalist to give it an honest fucking review. I'll give it my honest review because I got nothing to lose. Kojima Productions is not going to be sending me review copies anytime soon. It'd be nice because I love video games and I like reviewing them, but who the fuck am I? I got 200 subscribers, you know? So I'm going to give it an honest review. If I like it, I'm going to say I like it. If I don't like it, I'm saying I don't like it. But the majority of these reviews that I'm reading online is that, well, yes, the game is pretty and it looks nice and it's nice that it has a nice storyline and the acting is good, but the gameplay, they say it's a good gameplay loop, but that loop goes along too long. So we like the game, but it pretty much repeats itself and it's too repetitive. But we got to give it a 90 anyway so that we don't get blackballed. So that's where the Death Stranding thing comes from. Young Yeah, I reviewed it. Young Yeah's review. I think he gave it an honest review. I want to say the Kind of Funny people gave it an honest review. Colin Moriarty gave it an honest review. IGN gave it an honest review. But then you got people out there, you know, Games Radar gave it an honest review. But there's so many people out there that are giving it 9s and 10s and 80s and 90s. But they really don't like the game. I mean, there's even people out there giving it a 90 going, this game is not for me. I knew from the first hour that I was not going to like it. Well, dude, how about passing it to somebody who actually gets it and getting their review of it? Who isn't going to jump to a conclusion after the first hour? Because there's a lot of video games out there that where after the first, that first hour is brutal. Look at Metal Gear 5. Look at Red Dead Redemption. Until you actually get set up in camp and everything, I'll put it to you this way. In Red Dead Redemption, until you get out of the snow at the first, couple hours of that game, it's fucking brutal, man. It's boring. And the latter part of that epilogue in Red Dead Redemption is fucking boring. I'm kind of glad I'm buying a physical copy of this one because this is a game where I could see where I'm going to complete it once and maybe, turn it in for the next one. Sorry, folks, I had to have a sip of soda there. So yeah, Death Stranding is just, the community's scared, man. They're scared of getting blackballed. Look at what happened with IGN and Konami years back. 2013, I think it was. There's a video on the Colin's Last Stand channel about it. People are scared that when Kojima puts out his next game and it's good, that they're not going to get review copies. They're going to get blackballed. All because they got to tell the truth. And then you're going to have people go, well, Joe, they're telling the truth. And it's just a number that they're giving it. But it's a fake fucking number, dude. That'd be like, I'm going to go to a pizza place and I hate their pizza. I really don't like it, but I'm going to give that pizza a damn good review. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And I'm going to say, yes, the sauce isn't perfect in the review. But because they keep feeding me, I'm going to keep coming back and eating shit. And we're giving it good reviews. You ever heard the whole phrase, polish a turd, it's still a turd? That just shows you that there's no honesty in journalism anymore, folks. None. At least not video game journalism. This is just fucking stupid. Call it like you see it. Review it like you see it. Don't just see it and then review it higher. Because you got to keep your connections. You got to keep your sources. Us people at YouTube got to keep our This is the access media trying to keep on hold of that access. They're trying to make sure they have that access. So they're going to play nice. Even though in their written review, well, it's repetitive and this is but we're going to give it a 90. Come on, man. Come on. We're going to leave it right there. I'll be back probably sometime Monday or Tuesday. I'm really not feeling that well today. It's crazy. On Halloween here in Virginia, it was, at least the part of Virginia I live in, it was 71 degrees outside. It was a little bit rainy. We had tornado warnings late in the day. But for the most part of the day, it was sunny and 71. November 1st, I woke up and it was 20 degrees outside, and I don't think it got above 50 the whole day. It's like, damn, fall decided not to just come trotting in. It decided to come in, punch me in the face. But global warming's not a thing. October 31st, and it was 71 degrees outside, but global warming's not a thing. All I can say is I can't wait. Seeing these reviews of this Death Stranding just makes me want to play the game on my own even more and judge it for myself. That's all it does. The days where people are going, don't pre-order until you read the reviews. This is why that's not a good practice. Because you have people putting out their false reviews. We're going to give it a 90. And then we're going to list our butt in the comments. Or in the written part of it. You're shooting first and asking and explaining why later. Instead of explaining why you're going to shoot somebody first. That's what's happening. We must give this a 90, and then we can do our written review because the people aren't listening to it anyway. As long as we give it that high score so that they could do the commercial. That's what it's all about, the commercial. That they could go 80, 90, IGN 80, IGN was enough, had the balls to do a really good review. Games Radar had enough balls to do a little bit of review. What is it about the Brits and the Australians, people overseas? It's the American reviewers here in the States that want to sit there and hang on their precious YouTube views, and they want to hang on to their access and the access media, that we can't give it a bad review. We can't say how we really feel. Give me a break. I'm going to say how I really feel probably in a couple weeks once I have time to fiddle around with the game a little bit. And if it's good, I'm going to say it's great, or it's good. If it's bad, I'm going to tear it to pieces. But I won't do it. If it's an 85 game, I'm going to give it an 85. Not a penny more, not a penny less, It's time these reviewers start doing the same. Doesn't sound like a 90 review when you sit there and say that the thing is tedious and repetitive and boring. When you have, the game looks great, but the gameplay sucks. It's fucking video games. I care more about the gameplay than the aesthetics. Which is why I don't go gaga for 57 versions of the same goddamn character. I don't care if the character is red, blue, green, purple, or orange. He plays the same. He shoots the same. The game does not change whether your avatar is blue or green. Anyway, I'm getting out of here, folks. You've just been taken from pillar to post. We'll see you down the road.